That's it. No. We're live.
We're live. It's been a long time between drinks.
Thanks, Kate. I don't know how many people are in here, so it's been so long that I've forgotten what I'm doing. So
Has been quite a while.
don't mind us.
Yep. Now, is the sound coming through okay? Hey, Paula. Long time no see.
Sorry, I'm just playing with the computer over here.
Which is sound is fine.
You go, get going.
Oh, good. All right. Yeah, we're just checking everything's working because it's our first live for the year, so it's been quite a while.
It's actually, I think it's been about 10 months. I think we did a few at the start of the year, but a life gets in the way. So
It certainly does.
Thanks for being here, Paula. I was going to mention something to you because you're a mod extraordinaire, but I completely forgot. So we've had a couple of days holiday, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't even know what day it is. What day? It's Sunday?
It's Sunday.
It's Sunday here. So, peanuts. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What's it? That's from a movie. Ghost. Whoopi Goldberg. Ooh, peanuts. So,
yeah, probably my third favourite nut.
I'm your first.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that. I'm his first nut. So we're just going to wait a little bit. Just want to say hello to everyone that's joined us. So, yeah, I've been watching Paula's Peanuts. Like I knew nothing about peanuts, like growing them. Never tried. So, yeah.
I've seen them harvested before on a video, but
yeah,
they're amazing little suckers.
Oh, I know. You just like for some reason I had it in my mind that peanuts grew on trees. They do not.
No.
Right. Yeah. So looking forward to it. So yeah.
Oh, we should see a nice video from Paula when she puts all that together.
She's been doing videos with Brian. So yeah. So it's been good. I love cashews myself, but I've learned that I can go. Yeah.
Cashews are number 2.
I love almonds and hazelnuts.
Yep.
We tried to grow an almond tree. They just require so much water. Just way too much water.
My favourite nut, I can eat them till I'm nearly
Macadamia.
sick. Macadamia. Nothing better than macadamia nuts.
Yeah. Hey, Foxwood Outdoors.
Hey, Cliff. How's it going, mate?
You were just about to go live. Oh, we were trying to miss everybody. We were trying to think we even got in touch with Daz from My Aussie Garden to see if he was going live. And we were trying to miss
there's a lot of channels out there now, so it's hard to avoid everyone. But we're only going to be on for an hour, Cliff. So So
we've got lots to do. We've actually, it's so bad. I've written a list of things that we thought we might actually mention. So Kat, Paula might be able to answer that question for you. I have no idea. So no idea.
No idea.
No. She's going to talk about that when she harvests. So go on over, subscribe. So
Talking about subscribers, our numbers have been steadily growing, which has been really good to see. We just seem to be picking up 1, 2, 3, quite regularly. And whoa, big news. So Julianne's just logged on to have a look at the monetization tab, and we're on 1,195 subs. So thank you very much to everyone that's subbed to the channel. It's very exciting. And what's the other news, Julianne?
We are now eligible for monetization.
Woohoo!
Yes. So we've hit the hours required. Obviously, that's subject to YouTube deciding. So, so that $1.50 we earn a year, it's going to be awesome. So,
just to start. So, finally got the 4 green ticks.
Yes.
We've been sitting on 3 for a month.
Yeah, we just want to say thank you because the last couple of months we've got lots of watch hours, so we were, not hitting that. So really want to thank you and thank you for putting up with the inconsistencies of the videos. We're trying to get that done more, but the problem we've had lately, and this is going to sound really, really weird for anyone that's been a member or subscriber of our channel for quite some time, you'll know that we've been in a very, very, very bad drought. Like it's really bad here. We were carting water in, we were carting food in and everything. And the last couple of months, we've had rain and a lot of rain to the point where we're on 20 acres. You could look out and you could see the rain hitting the ground and splashing. There was that much water that the ground wasn't able to actually cope.
No.
So as a result, we haven't been able to do a great deal outside because we had a lot of fencing to get done. It was too wet to put things in the ground because every time we put a post in the ground, it would fill up with water. The veggie patch, we didn't grow a lot over winter because if you don't know, we're in Australia. So we're in spring now. So it's a beautiful day. You can probably see
It's taken a month to arrive, but it's finally here.
Yeah, but starting tomorrow, we're back into rain. So it's unusual. We received, how much did we, we got a new rain gauge.
Put the new rain gauge up.
We've had it for like 6 months. We've not put it out. So we've missed all this rain.
It's the second longest thing we had to get done that we finally got done.
Yeah. So we put that out and we got 4 inches in a day and a half.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, which is just insane. So, yeah.
But we felt kind of guilty, but we're sitting there telling the rain to go away because it just wouldn't let up.
There was just too much of it. I mean, I don't mind drizzle, but there was just so much rain. So we didn't have much luck getting the camera out. So.
No. But the tank's full and the dam's full. And there's the cows have got plenty of grass to chew on at the moment. Everything's so green.
So I think the tank it's 105,000 litres or about 30,000 gallons or something like that. So yeah, that's full, which is great.
We need another one.
We need another. We do. Yes, I'm trying to read some of the comments, so you can keep talking.
You might. I've talked about
Hey, Rachel.
The longest thing that had been sitting there waiting to do. People that have seen one of our previous lives might remember this bracket up here. The shelving was not quite completed.
And it hasn't been completed.
No.
For 12 months. Just that one.
So if you look back on a previous live, you'll now see the difference. So we finally got that done because we had a wet day and we couldn't get outside at all. So we started to do some inside work. But we do have one problem. We've used a board for the top bracket, the top shelf. And I went to Bunnings, the hardware store, to get the same one and can't get it at the moment. So I'm getting one ordered in. So the 2 shelving boards don't match, but they will very soon. It's a lovely colour board, and finally got it done.
It actually matches our exposed trusses, but yeah, it's doing my head in because it's not the same colour, so they're totally different colours. But we finally got that done.
Yeah.
So yeah, what else has been going on the farm?
The newborn calf that arrived a little while ago.
Unexpected.
Yeah, that we suddenly turned around and went, hey, there's a calf. He now has his
Kyle.
name. Thanks to all the people that dropped comments in. We've gone with Winston, and it really fits him. He's got a really big black nose. He's one of the cutest bull calves I've seen.
He's absolutely funny. He's nearly 2 months old. He's so independent. Doesn't care where his mum is. He's just generally never with her. But yeah, Winston is someone has been baking it. Yeah. So he's doing really, really well. Our big bull Resi is going this week, I believe. So
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. We've got a lot of his daughters now, so he's going soon. I'm just crossing off all these things while I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, right. Little Winston, he's funny. all the cows will be off grazing, and he'll be sitting out in the middle of the paddock all on his own, just chilling out there.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning, he was laying down, leaning up against Dad's back, against Resi. So he's a cute little thing.
And our bull, he's very sweet. He's a very sweet bull. So what else has been going on? We're getting the new fencing up. We rotationally graze our cows, and we've actually got, I think it's just over 1.25 acres at the front of our property that we don't use and haven't used because it's not fenced. So we've been busy doing the fencing. So that was yesterday because it's finally starting to dry up, and obviously Stephen got his new little toy on the back of his on his tractor, so it made it quite easy.
Yeah, if you haven't got yourself an auger to go on the back of your tractor, if you're not sure whether you'd like to have one, trust me, you'll love it. It's the best thing we ever bought. We're heading off to the Elmore Field Days in a couple of weeks, and we got tickets from the company that actually we bought it from, Dizzy's Machinery. They've invited us to come up there, and when I see Clinton, I think who's the guy that sold it to us, I think he's going to get a big hug and a big thank you, because that has just saved so much work.
We dug how many holes yesterday? 3 holes yesterday in about half an hour, and they weren't little holes. They were
3.5 feet.
Yeah. Yep. So we did kill a frog, but
just to answer Rachel's question, previously we've basically sold them. Yeah. But going forward, we've got a couple of bulls out the back that are going to be processed and go into the freezer.
Yeah.
The biggest issue we had was freezer space here, but we've got a nice big upright 3-door freezer, so we should be able to fit a fair amount in there.
Yeah, well, local company was closing, so they had a really big freezer, so we went and bought that. So we now have the space to actually store it. We didn't have that before, so yeah.
Beehive, Jarrett, how's it going?
Hey there, Hubby. Kyle and Paul are just having a private conversation here. Fine. So yeah. Speaking of Beehive.
Yes. I hope Jarrett over there has seen the videos of our new hives coming in. So we've set up 2 new beehives. There's a video where we went up north to a town up the road and bought a little bit of equipment and 2 fitted out hives and brought them back. And we've added a super on top of each one of those. And we've been in a couple of times for an inspection. And actually yesterday we had a bit of a look, and you should be able to see that this was a piece of honeycomb that came out of the hive. Basically, the frame was set up that way, and the bees had a little bit of room, so they decided to build sort of off on an angle. So we took that off. We'll actually put that out there later on for the bees. They'll recycle this. If we put it near the hives, they'll start to pull it apart and take it back in and use it. They're doing really well. They're starting to work out the frames and starting to get their cells all set up.
And yesterday you put another hive out there just in case. So
one of the hives we got was, in an Australian term, it was chockers, which means it was full. When all the bees were inside, it was really difficult to lift up. It was so heavy. So we've put another super on top, but we're just a bit concerned that just with the lack of space they had, they might have already started to make a new queen cell. So they might be heading towards swarming. Once a hive outgrows its location, they have to swarm, and they'll make a queen cell, and the old queen will take half the hive. So we put another bee box up there close by, and we've actually taken one of the wax frames out of that hive and put it into that one, so they sort of might get that smell and head towards it. So we're hoping if they do swarm, that they'll head over, and I'll hopefully be able to catch them. That'll then give us 3 hives as we head towards our 5 or 6 that we're probably going to end up with.
My dad was doing that yesterday, and he was wearing. We bought him a suit, obviously, and he was wearing his hat. He only wore his hat because he thought, he's just going to do this quickly. And as he was walking out, I thought, that looks a little bit weird. Why are you walking out with jeans that have got holes in the knees and everything like that? I thought, you're going out in the bees. Well,
Sure enough, where did you get bitten? on the knee.
And he had bees inside his pants. So I didn't watch. I don't know if he dropped his pants or anything, but he got stung quite a lot. But
I didn't.
Yeah, but
I was head to toe.
And unlike me, I'm allergic to bees. He's not allergic, so he's been stung that many times. So yeah.
But yeah, we're really looking forward to seeing how they go over the spring and summer, and looking forward to our first harvest of honey. There's one of the hives that we got, we opened that up the other day and pulled out a frame, and it was loaded up with honey. They're starting to build into the super above. So once they've got sort of a bit more structure up there and a bit more of their hive expanded, we might even start to take a frame or two out. We've got to get a honey spinner as one of the next investments.
An extractor. So, so we're doing that. So so that's done. And where we've put them is actually in the orchard. So and at the moment we've got this weed called cape weed, and it's like yellow, and all you can see is yellow everywhere. So I'm staying out of the orchard at the moment because the bees are in there, and it is completely covered in this yellow flower. So there is bees everywhere. So they've been really, really good because we planted some more trees because you can never have too many, apparently. So I think we're up to about 36, 37 fruit trees at the moment. So they're in the orchard with the fruit trees. So hopefully they'll pollinate the ones that need pollination. So they seem to be happy. They haven't left. So.
And we have noticed a much higher count of bees all around the property. So
which has been great.
Yeah.
For some. So I usually we've dug a new dam. People ask me why I call it a dam and not a pond, and I'm going to actually clarify that. So when you look at it in the video, it looks like it's flat. So that to me is a pond. So you dig down into the ground and it's flat. That's a pond, right?
I believe so.
When it's not.
Yeah.
But what you can't see is on the other side of the actual pond, there is how tall is it? About 10 foot?
Yeah, be good 8 foot. Yeah.
8 to 10 foot wall. So there's a massive wall where we had to build a dam wall. So people ask me what the difference between the pond and the dam is. Yes, it kind of looks like a pond, but at the back of it, there's a massive, great big wall that we actually had to build to stop the flow of the water. So we've dammed the flow of the water. So, and I don't think we use a pond a lot in Australia.
And I say it's more of an Australianism anyway that we tend to say dam for just about any.
It's a stinking pond. Yes, Paula, but it's got a big damn wall. It's a damn pond. We'll just call it a damn pond.
Pestano Outdoors, welcome. Great to have you in the chat.
Yeah. So that's why I called it every time someone says, why do you call it a dam? Yeah. Anyway, it's an Australian thing too.
It is, yeah.
It could be a pond and someone would still call it a dam. To me, a pond is a little tiny little thing that we have fish in, with a waterfall.
That's right. It's a pond is a water feature in your garden. Whereas
in Australia.
Yeah, in Australia.
Yeah. So I usually go down and sit down on the pond. But at the moment that's a little bit risky. So
we were down there yesterday because a while ago we put up a bit of a shelter for the cattle, and it was ended up now being in the wrong spot because of where the dam is. So we basically had to cut it off at ground level and then use the tractor to try and pick it up. And it was a heck of a task.
It was a bit risky. So what we're going to actually do in a future video is that we're going to put little skids on the bottom of it. Like this isn't a small little structure. It's rather large, but we're going to put some skids on it so we can because when we rotationally graze, part of the property has some trees and part of it doesn't. So during the summer, when we rotationally graze, if we're rotating them on one half of the property, there's no shade. So we'll be able to just drag this around and we'll also be able to collect some rainwater off it as well. So put that on the skids and do that. So
it should be interesting. But it was only held together by a few tech screws in a few spots, and as we moved it. Yeah, it didn't like moving, but anyway, we got it there, and it's sitting down there. We've got it tied together.
We've got ratchet straps tying this thing together because we took off the sides of it, so it lost its structural integrity. And yeah, so I was in the tractor pulling it back, and Stephen was trying to keep it all together. But yeah,
things you do.
Yeah, so that's about it.
Yeah.
So what's that?
You want to talk about our incident there?
Oh yeah.
While you do that, I'll go get one.
While
I'll go get one.
While Stephen's going to, you might be able to hear them in the background. So, yeah, a couple of weeks ago we had how many did we have? 11 chickens, and we did the wrong thing. It was our fault, 100%, and we did not shut the coop up. We've got a chickshaw, one of those ones you roll around, and we had electric fence. And what we had done is we actually had moved the electric fence to around the garden because we're having a few issues with some rabbits. And we had a fox and we lost all but one. But as you might have seen in our last video, we have some babies. So we had actually purchased these eggs about 3 days before the fox got all of ours. So we bought 24 fertile eggs from a breeder, and we ended up with 18, which is really, really good. So these are a Sussex, and they're a buff Sussex. And we also had our Plymouth Rocks, which we got more Plymouth Rocks, but looking at them, pretty much I think all of them are roosters. So they'll go in the freezer. So they'll go to freezer camp. So, yeah. But they're very, very cute. Harrison's made friends with one. This could possibly be it. He's training it to come to him and everything. And I don't know, you can't see it, but Shadow down here is wanting to say a very, very close hello. So, yeah, so that was our fault, 100% our fault. Fox at Outdoors did not eat all our chickens. But, yeah, it was 100% our fault. We just... for the last couple of days before that, we'd completely forgotten to shut the coop. We've had chickens out here for 5 years almost. Before we were even living out here, we never lost one to a fox. And then it just came in and it just ripped their heads off. So, oh, hello. There's a little Plymouth Rock. So this is a little rooster, this one. I know that for a fact. But yeah, so it just ripped all their heads off and left them laying everywhere, didn't it?
Yep.
So it didn't even take them. So and that's what we listened to.
Yep.
All night. No, they do go to sleep. So
all right.
Yeah. So they obviously won't be laying eggs for another 6 months, 5 to 6 months. But we do have one hen left, and she's laying us one egg. Okay. So Paula, with the Plymouth Rocks, you can actually tell because their feet are a different colour, and also there's a spot on the back of their head. And the females are really, really small, and the males actually, the spot goes down the back of their head. Also, that one, whenever you put your finger in, comes and pecks at you. So, yeah, it's a pretty good sign. Those three things combined, I will be surprised if that one is not a rooster. So, and we're okay with getting a rooster because the eggs were expensive. Like for a dozen eggs, fertile eggs was 50 Australian dollars. I don't know what that would be in America, but $50 for those eggs. So we want to be able to breed our own going forward. And that's what we had planned for these ones that we lost. So, yeah. But, yeah, you can't do that with all chickens, like the buff, those little yellow ones. I can't tell with those. Yeah. I can't. Yeah, some of them are sex linked, so you can actually tell on day one, pretty much a general idea. I'm not an expert at them, but, yeah, that's how you tell with I think they call them barred rocks over in America. We call them Plymouth Rock. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, we call them barred rocks. So, yeah, so lesson learned. Gertrude is by herself and she gets locked up constantly, and even this morning Stephen forgot to let her out. So our next addition to the coop will be an automatic door.
Yeah.
So she doesn't get forgotten. But yeah, and we did move her to really close to the house just while she's on her own. So yeah. So that's what's happening there. And with spring comes seedlings. So hey John. So at the moment I've started all our seedlings.
Trays and trays of them.
The second lot, we basically lost every seedling that we had. What I did was my greenhouses, we're building a greenhouse and it's not done. So what I did was I put these ones outside and cover them up each night. But the frost just killed them.
Yeah.
And then we just had so much rain, so much rain that everything just died. So I've replanted everything again. This year we're not planting 100 tomatoes. We're planting about 180. So yeah.
The big high tunnel with the 4 garden beds, that'll be just all tomatoes.
Yeah. Yep. So they've got a lot of seedlings. We've got a video.
It'll be a lot better with the tomatoes this year in that high tunnel though, because one of the issues we had was we had really deep garden beds with the tomatoes last year, and getting in to harvest them was quite difficult. So we learnt that lesson.
Yeah.
So we've got the 4 skinny ones now, so there'll be just a row of single tomato plants rather than 2 and 3 rows.
And I tried to support them too late. Like I didn't have my tomato clips and everything when I did it. So they were, a good 3 feet high before I got them. And it was just really, really difficult to try and make them stand up because they were indeterminate, most of them. So, but yeah, we've got a video coming out very, very soon of what we've been doing in the garden. And it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big project.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Pest hunter, the main issue we have in farming area around here, one is the feral foxes, introduced species that was brought over here early on in colonial times. We have feral cats that can get quite big, escaped domestic cats, feral dogs. So wild running dogs that can, and they tend to more worry lamb farmers and things like that. But they have been known to get in and take care of chickens as well. In some areas down here, because we're in the southern states, we don't have pythons. But up in the northern states, in New South Wales and Queensland above us, you can get native snakes, pythons that will go in and. Some of the big carpets and that will take chickens.
Goannas down
here. We have goannas, so they're a native species. They're a monitor lizard. Around our area here, we have goulds or sand monitors, and we have lace monitors. Lace monitors very much like chicken eggs, so they can end up being a bit of a problem. And other areas of Australia also have a native animal called a quoll, which is a carnivorous marsupial related to the Tasmanian tiger. So they're sort of the main problems that we sort of see with chickens. But the main one of foxes are a real menace down here.
Paula, I see you asked Rachel this one. I don't ever put my seedlings out as early as I did this year, and it was just a big mistake. The little greenhouses that I've been using, they're plastic, all ripped, so I thought I'll just put them out and cover them up at night. But it's funny because we just moved, like they've been sitting over here in the sun near the window inside, and we've just moved them outside for the very first time today, just to give them a little bit of a harden off and also get a little bit of air movement around them to make them a little bit stronger. So but we've had to protect them from Gertrude, our chicken. So they're sitting out there with wire over them. But as soon as the sun starts to go down, we'll bring them back inside, and I'll just keep doing that over the next couple of weeks, because I think our last frost here is in about 3 weeks, predicted last frost. So but
we had a real white morning this morning. So
yes.
it was very frosty and icy out there this morning when I got up.
Yeah, and I mean, I had something I've never had before. I had mice come in and just eat all my seeds. Like I planted, and for those that don't remember, Stephen decided to plant some pumpkin plants last year and planted 100 seeds and got about 90 of them. All my pumpkin plants, the seeds got eaten, just eaten. So yeah, it was great.
And then, of course, the other problem with the seeds, we had mice coming in, rabbits and kangaroos. Not so bad with them at the moment because there's plenty of feed around other places, but like all around the property. But as we head into summer and the grass all starts to dry off and die back, then garden beds with nice, luscious tomato plants and beans and that become very attractive to rabbits and kangaroos. So, you've just got to do your best to keep them out, which is why we've got a few fencing projects going on as well.
Yeah, and Gertrude has to have her wings clipped because this chicken, I know why she survived. She's fast and she can fly.
Yeah.
So she's got to have her wings clipped because she'll just jump over, even though our fences are 6 foot high. Yeah, she's just Yeah, I do too, Paula, and I just did something really, really dumb. Just took them out too early. So
but all those new seedlings are going into a project we just started working on. So
so excited. I think
new video coming out at some stage.
Paula, I might send you a sneak peek of what we've been doing. So and as I mentioned, the greenhouse, we've got another project. I'm actually building a greenhouse because raising seedlings indoors is fun, but the amount of trays that I had. So, and even the seedlings, we've got seed potatoes just over here. My house looks like a garden centre. So so we've got to get that done. But this new project, this is something that I'm rather excited about. So
Julianne's never really had a big veggie garden before, so moved around a lot of houses, and just as you get things set up, you'd move out again. So
this is house number 19 for me, and I do a lot of new builds and renovations. So a lot of the houses that I've actually lived in, the garden's always been the last thing. So I've generally grown in pots or something like that while we've been living there. But I've never really had a garden per se. So getting stuff in the ground and organising stuff and, laying everything out. And I don't know, I don't think Darren's here, but Darren would pick on me because I like things in line. And this next video, I think is coming out in a couple of hours. You'll see that I have OCD, is coming out in full force. So poor Stephen, he has to put up with it. But I like to be organised and figure everything out. But just getting the garden done and everything has been, fantastic. And it's been something we've been working towards. And we didn't put it in last year because one of the problems we had in the past was when we were in a previous property, we bought in some soil, and I think you guys over in America are experiencing it now with I think it's grazon infection, poisoning in soils and everything. We had that last year here, and we brought in soil into our rental property that we were renting while building. We lost everything. So this time when we moved in here, we made a decision not to bring in any outside influences, no soil. I think we brought in one tiny
a couple of trail loads maybe. Sometimes when we were desperate, but our basic philosophy was unless we've got absolutely no alternative, that's the only time we bring things in. But the problem with going to a local nursery is the nursery often doesn't make their compost and their organic material, so they're sourcing it from mushroom farms, which is fine, but they're also sourcing it from other companies and those companies that make that compost get their materials from places like local councils and other contractors, and they have no idea what's being sprayed on them. And what happened to us was down in the capital city of Melbourne, they were using a particular herbicide, and then the company was collecting those cuttings, composting them up, and then on-selling them to the nursery, and then the nursery would on-sell them to us. And by the time they got to us, then we had we had garden mixed soil which had herbicides in it.
Yeah, and if any of you follow Jess from Roots and Refuge, you saw her tomatoes just like curling up like that, and it happened. It seemed to affect nightshades, like your tomatoes and all that sort of thing. Ours just like they were terrible.
Nothing grew in it.
It looked beautiful for about a week, and then all of a sudden it just started like So one of the things that is suggested is to grow some peas in it to see if they sprout. And if they sprout, then you're pretty good, because peas come up really, really quickly and will die pretty quickly. So, but we've actually managed to compost everything here. So we've had a compost going for a year. I'm not going to spoil too much. We've had the worm farm, which Stephen's been working with for a year, and he's decided to do some more.
I've got three or four more bathtubs. They're all going to be converted into worm farms.
But we had a secret project going on down the back. And we will actually show you a little bit of that I think it's not the next video, it's the video after that. So, but we're still filming. But yeah, we've just been doing a little bit of work with our, our soil, our native soil here, because our native soil, we've got about 4 inches of topsoil.
Yeah, and the problem with the soil here too is, when a lot of these farms were first set up, the soil was quite rich, and that was because they were basically covered by eucalypt forest. And then once, and the farmers said, oh, that's fantastic, cut down all the trees. And then over the last 100, 150 years, then a lot of the nutrient has been taken out of that soil because there was nothing putting it back in. And, we in Australia, we don't have prairies and grasslands like you have over in America, which were perpetuated by the herds of buffalo that would come through and fertilize and add that organic material in there. Whereas here, we've got very ancient, very fragile soils. And once all the trees were taken away, and then farmers had no real understanding of putting natural goodness back in, then, a lot of the soils here are, soil depletion. And our soils here in a lot of places are very, very depleted. So we've been actually making use of our cows and feeding them in a particular spot and incorporating all of their cow manure in. And it's amazing how quickly...
Result, we're not going to say anything. We'll wait for the result. It has been amazing. I've never seen anything like it. But and that's why we're trying to rotate them a little bit more than what we're doing at the moment. But since we've got here, the soil where we've been planting has improved out of sight. So just with a little bit of work, and we're covering it with spent hay and everything like that. So it's been really good. The only thing we have an issue with at the moment is we've got to take out a tree. One of our trees, we've got massive, great big gums here in one section of the property, and one of our trees is slowly dying.
It's dropped a few limbs, and but it's one of those domino effects. The tree's leaning over the fence, and the fence is connected to a gate, and the gate sort of leads into an area that needs to be fenced. So we've sort of got to do this before we do that, before we drop that fence.
It's a domino effect. Yeah, it was. We have to where the tree is. It's right next to the fence, the brand new fence that we put up, a couple of years ago. So now we have to, and then that's stopping the cows from, wandering off to our neighbours. So now we have to do that.
And if it was a nice straight gum tree straight up in the air, I could fall it the other way, but it's leaning over it's when I drop it, it's going to land right where the fence is. There's no way I can get it to go a different direction. So.
No, it's and it's dangerous. It's dropped about 6 limbs, and when we say limbs, like massive, great big limbs. So take that down, and.
But I also will be planting. Every time I take out a tree, I do like to put 3 or 4 back in to make sure that we...
I'm telling Stephen off because he keeps on tapping on the bench and it's really... And also I bought some Manuka seeds as well. Yeah. So Manuka honey, if anyone's heard of that. I don't know if anyone's heard of that. So I'm
going to grab something too to show people your latest project.
Oh. What have I been working on? I've been doing a lot of stuff in the kitchen that I've forgotten to film. Paulie mentioned baking before. Yep. I've forgotten to film all that too. I don't know what he's doing. I think I know what he's doing. Oh, I've got one more. Show and tell.
So one of our very popular videos, we have a tomato relish video that seems to just go on and on and on. It keeps getting views all the time, which we're really excited about. The other one I did was sweet mustard pickles. And so I did another batch of sweet mustard pickles recently. The difference between this lot and the previous one, these are completely made from our homegrown cauliflowers. And now we're also going to be growing our own cucumbers, but I was really happy with this particular batch. So sweet mustard pickles, it's a combination of cauliflower, Lebanese cucumber, onion, and then it's cooked up in vinegar, sugar, mustard powder, curry powder. And yeah, it's, if you like ham sandwiches, this stuff on ham sandwiches is just sensational. And this was the other one that Julianne did. You can talk about that one.
So we had a lot of cauliflowers and cabbages. We did a video where we thought we'd lost all of it because it just seemed to be like lots of nitrogen, and then all of a sudden they decided to appear. So we ended up with a lot of cauliflowers, and they were on average about 3 kilos each. This is coleslaw. So pickled coleslaw. So this was our organic cabbages from the garden. We had so many of them. And I was able to do this. I did forget to film this, sorry. So it's just, a coleslaw. And that will last, we've done it in our Fowler's jars. You can do it in canning, but that will last, a good 12 months. So, so that's just, our what do I put in there? Coleslaw, carrot, capsicum, mustard seeds, celery seeds, a bit of vinegar and water and a little bit of sugar. And we had some of that on pulled pork the other day, and it was fantastic.
Yep.
And here's the other project.
Pest Hunter, yes, it is good enough to eat out of the jar. In fact, I sometimes do.
Which one? The coleslaw or
Now the sweet mustard pickles.
And here's the other. I don't know if you can see that. So another project with the cabbage, which I've never made before, sauerkraut. So, fermented, it sounds disgusting, fermented cabbage. Yeah. But on Reuben sandwiches, like some corn suicide with, it's, so I've got my little, as you can see, my little airlock up here. So that's been in there for 3-4 weeks.
3 weeks, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so, and I forgot to film that too.
Yeah.
So, fermenting, yummy. I completely forgot to film.
That goes really well on corned beef as well. So, nice hot corned beef, whole heap of sweet mustard pickles on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a winner.
So, in saying that, like, we've got a lot of preserves, but the reason we're expanding our garden is another reason. And did you want to say what we're just getting this?
Yeah, so here in Australia, if you want to produce anything for sale, then that has to come out of basically a registered kitchen. So registration means that you're then inspected by health inspectors, and they come in and make sure that everything's fine, hygiene-wise and cleanliness-wise and all that. So we've just started the process. Julianne's applied to get our kitchen here registered. So that basically would turn our front kitchen here and our back butler's pantry kitchen into a commercial kitchen, just like a cafe or a bakery or anything like that. Which means that what we produce, we can label up and then sell at farmers markets and things like that. Which will be rather exciting.
Because we have a lot of produce.
Yeah.
We can't eat it all.
No.
Like these cupboards here, I don't know if you can see them here. I'll just get rid of, these cupboards here. They are full. Oh, I did that project too. Completely forgot olives. They are full to the brim with, I don't get it all out, with produce. This whole bank of cupboards here. There's your tomato relish. So
Pest Hunter, there's another really good one as well. So that's the tomato relish.
And there's a video on that one as well. Yeah. But so I've never done olives before. And my mum and dad's neighbour have trees, and they just let them fall. So I thought I'd do them, but I don't eat olives.
Yeah, I'm not big on olives either.
So
I love olive oil, but hello. Yeah, Paula Wells likes olives.
Oh, yeah. Look, so you can see basically.
I don't mind them on pizza. just not too many.
There's a teeny tiny bit of oil up the top to stop them from floating. But look, if I could send you that, Paula, I would, because I've got about 6 or 7 jars of them and I don't eat them. So, Pest Hunter, yes.
Kimchi, yeah.
I've still got some cabbage left over, so I'm thinking
it's not a bad idea.
Some kimchi because I love it. So, hi Grace, welcome. You're never too late.
I had 3 weeks over in South Korea in Seoul when the '88 Olympics were on, and that was my first introduction to kimchi. And yeah, let me tell you, I haven't had kimchi since the real traditional South Korean kimchi. Little piece like that in your mouth, just blow the top of your head off. It was great.
So, Kat, what I did with that, I've never done this before, is I didn't de-seed these ones, but what I did was I actually did a little cut in every single olive, just a slight cut to the skin, and then I put them in a salt brine, and I just kept on changing the salt brine. It's not toxic, it's just a real bitter taste that you have to basically cure the olives. So yeah, you can eat olives. They're not toxic, but straight off a tree, you'd probably want to die. So because they taste disgusting. They're just, and even those, I'm not an olive, but my family loves them.
Yep.
But yeah, so I put them in a salt brine and just kept on changing that every couple of days. I had it in this little fermenter here and just kept them going, and they seem to work out really, really well. And we had a party a couple of months ago now, and people ate them and said that they were great. But yeah, I've never done them before. If I did actually get olives next time, I'd probably do olive oil. So because I love olive oil. Yeah. We don't ever want to produce something that we won't make use of. So yeah. Asian supermarkets, yes.
Yeah, we're really lucky here at the town we live close to is Bendigo, and we've got one Asian grocery that's very much sort of focused on Indian cuisine, which is really great, and then we've got another one in the centre of town, and that's really good with the Asian style. So might have to head in and get some. Well, we used to have some Korean chili powder.
We do. We have heaps of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stephen has a habit of going and buying things he doesn't think he's got. He says, I think we had that. And I'm not going to say a typical man because, that's a bit sexist. He'll just go and buy it, and then he'll open up the cupboard and go, oh, we already had some of that. It's like domestic blindness. Open the cupboard and there's, it's like looking in the sock drawer in your sock full of socks and going, can't find my socks. So
it's difficult when I go to an Asian supermarket. I want a big trolley. Go, oh yeah, one of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pest Hunter. We actually we do trade. What did we trade last time? You went and picked something up, and you took something and gave them some of our preserves or something like that. I can't remember what that was.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Anyway, we do. If we find stuff on Facebook Marketplace or something like that, and we want it, we'll go and buy it, and we'll butter them up with some some preserves because we've got so much of it. Yeah. So yeah,
we love cooking too. So I love doing Asian and Indian, Mexican style cooking.
Yeah. That I might actually ask the question here. We've got a few more minutes left. I've been doing a lot of baking. I've been baking since I was little, and one of the videos I did was back in March, and I put it all together, but I never posted it because I didn't know if anyone would be interested. I actually made a wedding cake, decorated a wedding cake. I don't know if anyone wants to see that. If you want to see it, pop it in the comments or whatever. But yeah, I don't know if anyone really wants to see that. Speaking of wanting to see, what do you want to see? Like, what would you like to see that we've done in the past that we might have forgotten? We're trying to get more into doing preserving. So
Paula would like to see the cake. That'll be one view. That'll be great.
Yeah, Kate. Yeah, that's a bit. We will. as I said, life has been getting in the way. For those that don't know, Stephen and I both work full-time jobs, as well as the farm, as well as YouTube. And for those people who are obviously YouTube creators out there, you know that filming is just the start.
Yeah, filming's the easy bit.
Yeah.
Then it's putting it together.
Yeah. We only have one computer to do that. We've now got two, so it's a little bit easier for us to get it done. So, you know, if I'm working and Stephen wants to do a video, he doesn't have to wait for me to finish. So, look, we'll start to do some more in the kitchen. Yeah.
So I've got a bit of a hang up at the moment. I'm doing lots of fried rice recipes. So I do Indonesian nasi goreng style fried rice and Thai style. I mean, you know, I'd be interested to see if people would like to see that sort of thing.
Yeah. And we cook everything from scratch. So we're not packet mix people.
No.
Or I got to ask the other day, we had a function here and I had family from different states come, and I had one of their daughters ask me if I had packet rice. And it was Jess or Alison, I love you, but I looked at her, I've gone, what is packet rice? And she said the stuff that you put in the microwave and you heat it up and it makes rice. And I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, and I looked it up and I had a look, and just to cook plain rice, you had to put it in the microwave for 10 minutes. I'm like, I could put that in a pot and cook it in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So packet rice. I'm like, okay. Each to their own, and some people don't cook.
Yeah,
so,
right.
you know, my sister, I love her. God bless her. And she's not feeling very well at the moment. Hope you're okay. She's, I remember her ringing me one day and asking how you make coffee. And I said, boil the water. And she goes, in what? I love her. She's so funny. So, what would you like to... What would you like to see? Enjoying seeing your garden, given the similar... Yeah. I'm not sure where you are, Rachel. Sorry, I'm having a long senior moment, which I had all my hair cut off. We are getting out there. I think you'll enjoy the next two videos then.
Yeah.
So, actually quite a few of the next videos.
I've got some... We actually did a beehive inspection a little while ago, and I've got some footage there, and I ran it through the editor last night, and the wind noise is pretty bad. So because we use the GoPro, which doesn't have the wind protection, so I just got to see if I can salvage it. But
you might have to do some voiceovers like
it's
you did.
really annoying. But so I might have to redo it with the voiceover.
Yeah.
Which is what I had to do with the worm farm harvest. Anyone that saw that video, lesson learned. Make sure you check all of your equipment. So the lapel microphone was fine, but the receiver on the camera, the battery was just short of flat. So I only got my intro recorded for volume for audio, and then when I got back, it was I had to voice over everything.
Rachel's in Dandenong Ranges. I think you get a little bit more cooler, damper weather than us, because we're like central Victoria. We get and we're really exposed. So we get some pretty horrific hot winds. So. Yeah.
Hey, Drops. Great to have you here, mate. Yeah, we've been going well. We're just saying at the start of the stream, it's been nearly 10 months since the last live, so we thought we better get our act into gear and jump on here.
So we've been talking about projects and everything that are coming up, but we do have a major one coming up. And do you want me to talk about that?
Yeah, you can do that one.
Yeah. So, as you know, this 20 acres that we're on was old farming land, and it was split up, and we built our house on it. But when we built the house, we didn't build it all, did we?
No.
Because at the time we're going through, that thing that happened in the 2020. Yeah, that thing. So that started, and we had sold our house, and what we did was we designed this house in 2 stages, and what's Drops? What? Okay, sorry, I missed that one. Congratulations,
mate.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's thrown me. I don't have anything yet, and we celebrated our 19th anniversary the other day. Anywho, on to whatever. Sorry, I've just okay. That's awesome. So yeah, we designed a house to do it in 2 stages, and we've been here 12 months. And so what we did was we built our living area, and we'll do a tour. Now that we're kind of in, we'll do a bit of a tour now. It's almost finished, and we did our bedroom and a ensuite bathroom.
Yep.
And now. We've decided, we're starting stage 2. But major difference between this one and the next one is we actually had a builder do this one for us because we needed to get into it really, really quickly because everything was shutting down. And so that's why we did it. This one, we're doing ourselves.
As much as we can.
As much as we can.
Yeah.
In Australia, you are not allowed to do your own plumbing or electrical.
Yeah.
So we still have to get that.
But we've got some. We've got some good contacts there. We've got a good friend who's an electrician, and my job, I also work closely with a lot of contractors around Bendigo. So I've got a few people that I can call on to for weekend work as well. So
so we're starting that, and as part of that, you have to actually be registered as an owner builder, and you have to do hi Kaz, you have to do a course to become an owner builder to get a white card. So I did the course, and I went to school. I went back to school. And did that course, and I have my ticket now for those that are in Australia, my white card. So I can actually act as the contractor.
Yeah.
So I can do that. So we are just waiting for all that to happen and get our permit and everything, and we'll be starting that. So the channel's going to be a little bit of a mix. It's going to be the garden, it's going to be the kitchen, and then it's going to be the building of the second stage of our house. So and not only are we doing that, we're doing another building as well.
a classroom.
You can talk about that one.
So we're putting in a permit to build another building on the further up the hill, separated from this the main house block, and that will go in as a classroom. And then once we get it finished off, we're going to be decking it out a little bit more than a classroom, and Julianne's mum and dad are going to move into there.
Yeah. Yes and no. They want to travel.
Yeah.
My parents want to travel, but they also want a base, and they've got a rather large house here, and they want to have a base to come back to. So for this classroom, there are legal requirements that we have to do, and one of those is it needs toilet, it needs running water, and everything like that. So when they come back, they'll be able to use those facilities instead of being in our house. They'll be able to have their own space and everything like that. So Mum's rather excited because she's getting to design some of it, because we're going to have a kitchen in there as well. So to do that teaching, and we might be doing some filming in there.
Right.
And Stephen's drums can go in there.
Yeah.
So
they've got their big caravan here already. They'll be hooking that up and just heading out, and then when they come back, they've got a spot where they can just crash for a while. And
so it's just a base for them, and Dad's looking forward to it because he likes gardening as well. So he's looking forward to doing that, and we're getting another tank in very, very soon, and a shed. We're putting up a little shed as well. We took down a shed that was almost 2 years ago.
It was,
I think. Was it 2 years ago
Yeah,
or
it
a year
was.
ago?
It
Yeah,
was a
we
long
took
time
down. We're upcycling a shed, and we're going to be putting that up soon as well. So you're going to get a really eclectic mix.
It certainly will be.
Yeah. So, and Stephen and I are certainly feeling the pain right now with all this fencing and everything. And Stephen hasn't fallen over lately.
No,
which
haven't
has
done a
been-
face plant.
Yeah, which is really funny. Well, no, it wasn't funny. it was funny when
Yeah.
I found that you didn't hurt yourself. So yeah.
Suburban homesteader, welcome in. Glad you got here. Thank you very much for your support. Yeah,
Drops.
awesome channel. Great supporter of ours. So we really appreciate having you here.
Yeah. And look, it's nearly going on an hour, so Paul is not actually winding me up yet, which is really, really good. So thanks for that, Paul. But we just want to thank everyone for supporting our channel. And as I said, you know, it's been a little bit hit and miss with some videos and trying to get them out and everything. We have hit those milestones, and we're really, really grateful. You know, if you want to share out our channel with your friends and family and everything, there's going to be a lot in there for everyone. You know, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So, and we should be able to get it out a little bit more regularly now that you can see the sun's out and it's not constantly raining. Although the next 5 days are supposed to be raining, which in Australia is just insane.
So glad I took 3 days holiday for it to.
Yeah. We've actually had a long weekend in Australia. For those that don't know, Australia is actually still part of the monarchy. So we had on Thursday a national day off for obviously Queen Elizabeth. We're not monarchists, we're just whatever.
Yep.
But we had a holiday, yay. Sorry, Queenie, for dying. So I don't need to laugh. It was terrible. She was a lovely old lady.
She was.
But we had the Thursday off, and then on Friday in Victoria we had AFL. For those that don't know, that's Australian rules football. That's the one where we don't wear padding. We don't spend half our time on the bench because we're in offense or defense. I'm having a go at Steve because he prefers the American football. So we had a day off then. So we've had 4 days where we can just get things done. So it's been really, really good. But by about 9 o'clock tonight, I'm pretty sure we're going to be a bit sore and sorry for ourselves because Stephen's old.
Speaking of American football, how good are those Dolphins looking this year? 2-2.
Paula will pick on you. So
it's our year. Go Dolphins.
Well, Paula, look, I've seen a lot of people that, you know, are in America and, you know, you've got to appreciate the old broad. She did pretty, the old broad. I'm getting worse and worse. I think I need a nap. But yeah, it's just, you know, some people love her, some people hate her. So, but we didn't feel either way. She was just, you know, she had a family. Yeah,
indeed.
So, you know.
Very, very sad.
Yeah. But anyway,
just before we go, I'd like to do a couple of
soup. Sorry, Dolph.
Shut up with the Dolph. Oh, come on, how good was Tua? Did you see those touchdown passes?
I'll beat him up later, Paula. I will beat him up later. So yeah, I love coming in and all I can hear is the American football on, and I'm like, oh my god, I'd rather pluck my nose hairs out with a spoon. So
a couple of shout outs. There's a channel, American channel called Belt Loop. I can't remember the numbers on there. He's been giving us shout outs on his community tab, helping us with watch hours. Really appreciate that. And there's a channel down in Tasmania, Jonesy. I can't remember the actual full title.
Jonesy's Radio.
Jonesy's Radio. Thank you. Yeah. And Jonesy I've been into a couple of lives recently and chatting with him and that, and he's been pushing us along as well. So, and look, there's been so many channels we could spend probably half an hour going through and listing all the channels that help us out, but we really appreciate the help there. But Jonesy's sitting on about 200 subs, and he's got a great little channel there. He does all sorts of things. So, jump across there and
we'll put the link in the description if we can later. Shout out to Paula as well, our moderator extraordinaire.
Always.
You know, I mean, we're one of the smaller channels she moderates. But we really appreciate the help there. So, but as I said, if you want to see something and you haven't seen it, or you want an update on something, pop it in the comments below, and we'll see what we can do. I'm just looking out there. We've got some very, very pregnant cows that are due in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully we'll have that. We've got the chickens. They'll be going outside in a couple of weeks. And I'm just looking at Gertrude. She's not happy because there's some crows eating her food. What else have we got coming up? there's just so much.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on the next couple of videos coming out. And
our about tab on our YouTube channel has our email address as well. So if anyone out there, if you're doing a live and you're looking for someone to jump on for a little while, a guest speaker
from down under,
just send us an email. We'll jump on and support channels because so many people have done it for us. So,
Yep, we really, really appreciate it. And as I said, obviously we've hit those milestones that that Facebook, YouTube. Oh my God, I'm just. It's been a long couple of days. We've hit those milestones, and it's all because of you guys, and we really appreciate it. But one of the things that we actually really appreciate is that you guys are commenting on our videos. So whether it's good or bad feedback, we haven't had any negative feedback, which has been great.
Yeah.
But yeah, just even the comments on our videos, I love it.
Yeah,
I love reading it.
It just, as soon as you see a comment, you know someone's come in, they've watched the whole video, and they've interacted with it. So yeah, it's really exciting to see the comments in there.
Yeah.
And our views have been quite steady.
And yeah, if there's something that you've seen on our videos that you don't really like and you don't think it's Foxit, we're about to.
Yeah, we're just about to jump off. So yeah,
Thanks.
Foxit Outdoors is just about to go live. So if you're looking for another live, jump over and give Cliff a hard time. Yeah, he's a good bloke.
You're always welcome. Collins and my chat. Oh, send us an invite. We'll be there. Or Stephen will be there. He's the social butterfly. I'm too busy doing stuff. He gets up and the problem is that the timing. I'm not a morning person. Stephen's a morning person.
Yep.
And he gets up and most of the lives are. Yeah, I am not a morning person. I'm lucky if I get to sleep at about 4 o'clock in the morning. So, as Paula knows, we're insomniac sisters. We're always willing to jump on and have a chat to people. But yeah, just thank you so much for your support, and hopefully you'll enjoy the videos that are coming up soon. So,
all right. Well, we better jump off here because Harrison is hungry, and I've got to drive him in to get a what would you call it? An Australian delicacy. It really is. It's the epitome of Australian cuisine.
Aussie meat pie.
Aussie meat pie with sauce. Just can't go any better.
And there's a bakery here that Harrison just loves their pies. Our child turned 13, by the way, in the period that we've been not living. So he's going in to get his pies.
He's up to about there on me or now.
Yeah, I'm shorter than him now, so I'm just like, oh. So one of these days you'll get to see him. So Paula, we've been missing everyone too. We'll try and get this done. We might even do a live every month, just depending on when we can, but we would like to.
Thanks, Rachel. Glad you enjoyed. Yeah, Gippsland's a great area. Good flathead fishing down there. It's
And if you're ever up this way, Rachel, drop us a line. Come visit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So So thank you all, and we will hopefully, maybe fingers crossed, see you in a month when we do another live.
Yeah.
As I said, we'll try and do these a little bit more regularly because we do enjoy it. I think that's.
Yep.
I think I'm just going through the list. Seems to have gone. We've crossed everything off.
Yep. So Pestana, go over and give Cliff a hard time. He's a good bloke. He'll appreciate the support.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Do we make pies? Sorry, do we make pies? We will.
Yeah.
We will actually do one.
Yeah.
Yes, and we will film it and we'll put it on.
We actually have a really good recipe from that one of our.
Yes, we'll do that.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yes. And look, quick shout out if you're looking for a great cooking channel, Recipe Tin Eats. One of the best channels you'll ever come across.
Yeah.
We use their recipes all the time. Never a miss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, guys. Have a really, really good rest of, for Australians, rest of Sunday.
Yep.
For those that aren't in Australia, rest of whatever day you're having. So.
All right, everyone. Take care. Love to everyone. And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.